It's time for Who's Hot and Who's Not, brought to you by nobody. Now, Vince, tell me, who's hot?
Besides you and that beard, there's a
Oh my
there's a
God,
lot
I
of
hate
guys who are it looks good. You're rocking it. I
No, it
love it.
doesn't. I hate it. I gotta get rid of it.
Do you really? It looks good. I like
I
it.
really don't like it.
Okay. All right. Well, the first guy that I have on my list is not one that I ever thought I would have on this list in quite a long time, and that is the pitcher Alek Manoah.
Mm,
Um, Only 2 starts since, he's had 3 starts, but 2 of them, the last 2 have been really, really excellent. For anyone who hasn't seen, he's thrown 7 innings, and a total of 13 strikeouts, just 5 hits allowed, and only 2 walks over those 14 innings. So he has looked really good, and there's no denying that the potential and the talent is certainly possibly still there, right? I don't know what he happened with him. He had the yips or whatever it is, but he's only 26 years old, right? And so even if the yips happened or whatever the case is, he certainly is, I don't think that he just forgets how to play baseball. And he's been doing this his whole life. So whatever the case is, whatever happened with him, whatever between the ears stuff was going on, because it clearly, I mean, that's what it was. I'm not saying it's past him, but he's looked really good his last 2 starts. So
yeah,
Alek Manoah has been hot.
he let the fat jokes get to him, and it
Yeah.
affected him. But hey, he's back. Also, here's a guy who this is crazy. He's 26% rostered now in Yahoo leagues.
Mhm.
I tweeted out 2 days ago. He was at the time 5% rostered in Yahoo leagues. He is 9 for his last 19 with 3 homers, 6 RBI, 6 runs scored, a 583 on base. It's Dylan Moore, who's
Mhm.
eligible, by the way, both middle infield spots and the outfield for the Seattle Mariners. This dude has been raking. I picked him up. I think he was one of my streamers a couple weeks ago, and I haven't taken him out of my lineup. I've been putting him in every single day, just bouncing him around. Now he's starting at shortstop for me because Bogarts is out. So this dude has been incredible.
Yeah, him, and it's kind of funny because we talked about Dylan Moore and then we talked about Josh Rojas, and Josh Rojas has gone the exact opposite way. He has been
Well, there's another one who has
atrocious.
too, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. My next guy is a guy that I was all over in the offseason and then came out and he absolutely disappointed me. But he looks like he's getting a little bit of it back, and that is Colt Keith for the
Mm.
Detroit Tigers. Um, Over the last about 8 games or so, he's brought his average up from 174 to 227. And he's done that on the back of 3 multi-hit games. So he's went 3 for 4, 3 for 4, and then 4 for 5. Um, Scoring quite a bit of runs, hitting in some, getting some RBIs. But I'm happy to see him finally start to look like, he's getting comfortable at the plate. We always knew the bat was there as a minor leaguer. And, it was just kind of a question to see how well it would translate. And it looks like maybe he's starting to figure it out. So Colt Keith is a guy, if he's still out there, I would absolutely be looking to go scoop him up.
Another guy who I've been starting every day, who he's up 18% rostered wise. He's now 70% in Yahoo leagues, but still might be available in some Yahoo leagues. His on base is 700 in the last week. He has 2 stolen bases and 2 home runs and 10 runs scored. He also has 5 RBIs, 11 for 18. Do you know who I'm talking about? I
No.
love playing this guessing game with you. Matt Chapman. Freaking
Yeah.
Matt
Mhm.
Chapman is on base of 708 in the last week. He's the number 2 ranked fantasy player in the last week. He's number 4 ranked in the last 2 weeks. He's been incredible. He's stealing bases. And his season, if you look at his season as a whole, the numbers aren't bad. 32 runs, 24 RBIs, 7 home runs, 5 stolen bases, and a 311 on base. Like, that's a guy who should be plugged into every lineup pretty much.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
I think,
nobody's
mhm.
capable at his best.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we knew what was coming, right? We knew he wasn't that bad. And I had him on my who's hot list, and I also considered him as a sell high, but I don't think I'd be selling high. I think I'd be holding on to him. Yeah, it's a good pick. I love it. I had
I
him
love
there.
that you had him on your hot list.
Mhm.
So was that your last one?
No, I always bring extras. I always bring a few extras
Yeah, I
just in
brought some
case.
extras as well. So go ahead.
Yeah. My last guy here is someone that I have talked about, I think, a little too much, and I'm sorry, but I just cannot help my freaking self. And that is Michael Garcia for
Mm.
the Kansas City Royals. We're right back to them after Salvador Perez. Michael Garcia on a 10-game hitting streak. Um, finally looks like he's locking in his status as an elite player. I wouldn't be surprised if he's being drafted as a top 7 third baseman next year. He's bringing the speed. He's got the 12 stolen bases so far, and it's not even like he was having a bad season before these last, I don't know, 10 games or so. But he brought his
Hmm.
average up from 239 to 266, just in the span of 10 games. And his last, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of his last 5 games, he's got 4 multi-hit games. So he has been on fire. Um, I don't think you can buy low on him anymore, but I would not be selling high. I think Michael Garcia is absolutely legit.
All right, so I'll give you one more who also, I mean, you're not getting him anywhere anymore. He's just ridiculous. Luis Heel.
Yeah.
His last start was today, 6 1/3, 8 strikeouts, got a win. Then the week before, 6 innings, 14 strikeouts and a win. In the last month, he's thrown 29 innings, 4-0, 33 strikeouts in those 29 innings, an ERA under one, sorry, a whip under one, and ERA at 2.15, 2.15. So Luis Hill has been absolutely bonkers for the Yankees over the last month or so. And this is the question where, like, do you sell high on Luis Hill? Because this guy, I know this isn't the buy low, sell high segment. Yeah,
Hmm.
we'll get there in a minute, but
Yeah.
he's probably the odd man out when Cole comes back. And that could be the end of next month. Even if he's moved to the bullpen, he's not going to be returning this value because who knows what his limit is innings wise coming off of a major injury. I mean, it's so tough because you want to get as many starts out of him as possible. But if you wait too close to when Cole comes back, he's not going to be worth anything because I don't see who else can come out of the rotation. I know we talk about things change and the injuries. We talked about the Padres. We talked about it obviously with the other teams. I, right now, it's hard to see who comes out. Like it's Nestor, it's Clark Schmidt, who's not been as
Yeah.
good, but he's been really good and has been in the rotation now. His second full year in the rotation. He'll because of the innings limit alone might be the reason to put him in the bullpen.
Yeah, and not just the innings limit, but and again, I can't say this and mean 100% of it, but he still walks a lot of guys, right? He's got almost a 14% walk rate.
Yep.
And again, the results speak for themselves still. Like, he's still obviously going out there and shoving, but at the end of the day, if you're going to put someone in the bullpen, that's something that you look for. Who has the highest walk rate? Well, Luis Hill. But he absolutely has nasty stuff, and maybe Garrett Cole goes to the bullpen, right? Maybe his time's up. No, definitely
Yeah,
not. But
exactly. Maybe as the bullpen coach.
sure, yeah, right. But either way, again, it just puts the Yankees in a great spot. But for fantasy, I would be waiting to buy Luis Heel until Garrett Cole comes back. Like you said, because you just don't know if he gets moved to a bullpen arm, or that's exactly when I would be moving in to buy, because again, you never know what's going to happen, right? Nestor's got an injury history. Garrett Cole, who knows how he's coming back. So yeah, Luis Hill, I'd buy him right when Cole comes back.